Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Well, I've been asked by a lot of people, why do you think the voter turnout was so low in the Bay Area? Well, here's some of what I suspect are the reasons. Number one, um, people are burned down on politics because what they're hearing is the same thing over and over and over. And there's nothing new, there's nothing exciting. Um, None of the candidates have a vision, uh, what they see for the future um, during their 4 year period. What do they anticipate that they can do to make a change for positive in the community that the community can actually get excited about? Because let me tell you, the last time I got excited about politics was unfortunately when Jerry Brown was running for Oakland mayor. We were in a very bad period under Eliu Harris, and uh, we needed to see some changes. And out of all the candidates that were running for that particular race, Jerry Brown was the only one that uh, touched on subjects that mattered. And not only did they matter, he had a plan. And that's what's lacking on today's politicians. And I want to talk to the young, up and coming uh, uh, next generation of politicians coming up. You need to find um, a vision for whatever office you're running for. What is the vision? What is the plan for in the event that you're elected? What would you do? And what is the course of action? Do you have a pathway to achieve that? What is being spewed from your mouth? Don't just talk about stuff. Have a clear and very concise pathway. Everything that I've spoken of, such as my Oakland Middle Harbor project, has been there's a pathway and an actual uh, architecture of how everything works. And the incredibly good thing about this, it's not taxpayer funded. Yeah, there's ownership with each of those ships. There is ownership. There is percentile square footage ownership of the ships that would be involved in my Oakland Middle Harbor project. So it's not a burden to Oakland taxpayers. And it also gets FEMA funding for emergency housing, for federal emergency management. And it also helps Oakland to maintain a redundant backup emergency facility in the event that all land-based stuff are destroyed or non-operational. Another good thing about having these ships, they're self-powered. Uh, so if the power goes out, PG&E is disabled for all of Northern California. We can still operate with those generators that are on board all of those ships, power everything that's needed, and also power an emergency services center, call center, and dispatching center, all with that. And so that's one of the built-in visions that I have for that project. Then also, I've been speaking about the 980 corridor, which has been an Achilles heel for West Oakland and downtown Oakland. And I'm addressing that because Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation for the United States, was here in 2022, October of 2022, and he committed $980 million to the city of Oakland and Alameda County to fix that particular problem. $980 million isn't the entire cost, but is a very, very good start at getting things underway. And also with that project comes 2,500 low and zero cost housing units that are going to be in a restored Oakland Housing Authority that I would put back together to run all of the operations, get rid of all the third party intervention agencies that have no accountability. Now we bring everything back in house, which is the way it should have been. But how we got into this position where we don't any longer have an Oakland Housing Authority, so to speak, nor the property, was because Jerry Brown sold it. He shut down the Oakland Housing Authority, defunded that in his budget cut, and then sold all the low cost Section 8 housing that Oakland had, and that we were keeping on hand, and that was also part of the appraisal value for the city of Oakland. And so when we sold that off, the city of Oakland loses value for future loan consideration. So these are all things that have to be taken into consideration. And our past mayors, like I said, only Jerry Brown had a vision, and people got excited about that, and they rallied around him, and that's why he was a two-term mayor, and he left early to take the attorney general position earlier, and so after that, we had Ron Dellums, who didn't have a vision because he didn't want the job, but yet Oakland forced him to take that because they didn't like Jerry Brown, the gentrification mayor, because he was very anti-black and killed a lot of approved programs that were already funded. He defunded those programs for people of color and redirected those funds to other projects. So very bad. And then we had Jean Quan. Jean Quan, she had no vision. In fact, she couldn't make up her mind half the time. She was always confused. She was the Occupy Oakland mayor. So that's when homelessness really took off, because homelessness and Occupy Oakland were one and one. They're very close together. I know, I was there. So things have to change. Folks, you need to listen to the candidates. They need to have a vision and a pathway, a pathway of funding and an area where they're going to do this. I've always pointed out an area. Anything that came out of my mouth was backed up with facts, figures, and calculations. So it was all real. But unfortunately, we have a lot of politicians who say, well, I'm not going to give away my secrets. Those are things that I'm, no, those are things that are going to get you elected. Yes or no? I say yes, because if you're not giving the people something exciting to think about and to get behind, then you're just another boring politician. And that's what I've tried not to be. I've always tried to be entertaining as possible, but also give you information, facts, figures, calculations with real world figures. So look for vision in your next candidates for office, regardless of what it is. Make sure that they have a pathway and a place where it's going to happen, and a possible timeline. I have possible timelines for everything. And the best thing is the Oakland Middle Harbor, that particular project can actually open its doors inside 18 months. Yes, 18 months. So if you elected me mayor within 2 years, we could have be well on the way to establishing that project, and that would be a great measuring stick for you to measure my effectiveness in office, because I put my mouth and my money behind everything I said. I'm getting it done. And that's something that a lot of politicians don't do. They don't fulfill anything. They promise you the world and give you nothing. I, on the other hand, I promise you something, and I fully intend to come through with that. Dead or alive, I'm going to come through with what I say. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.